Hello, my name is Michael J, and I make short documentary films about action subjects such as shooting and martial arts and travel destinations. But when I'm not doing that, I spend most of my life in Japan training in and teaching the classical martial arts there. Now, because of that, many people ask me about Japanese swords and armour, and to help illustrate my answers, I decided to make a short film showing some of the objects which we use. The first object is my armour, which you can see on the screen, and I chose to film the helmet because it's a very striking object. But the difficulty with this kind of object is that it has many surfaces, both metal and lacquer, and silk and leather, so one has to be very careful with the lighting and make sure that there are no odd reflections. The lighting needs to be soft in certain places and quite hard in other places. So I decided to use the Dedo Lights, two soft boxes, one on each side of the helmet, and a small spotlight with a projector attachment over to the left side to bring a highlight onto the metalwork which is on the top of the helmet. And the control of the spotlight is very precise and absolutely ideal for this kind of work. Of course, the centre of Japanese martial arts is the Japanese sword, an absolute masterpiece of metalworking technology. This is a rather difficult item to film because it has many shiny surfaces, it's curved, and the metal fittings are a different texture, and the hilt and braiding are silk. So it requires delicate, soft lighting to bring up the metal of the blade, but I also decided to position one of the small spotlights with a projector attachment off to one side to provide a very strong highlight without burning out the detail. The handguard of the sword, which is made of a copper and gold alloy and is actually a black texture, needed very controlled lighting. I decided to use the spotlight with the projector attachment and angle the blade so that just the guard was illuminated. For the hilt, I decided to pan the light across the hilt so that each part of it could be shown. And for another shot, I decided to turn up the brightness on the spotlight, which gave a kind of sunrise effect. And this fitted in with the music very nicely. It's very important when filming objects like this that the heat from the light does not cause any damage. And that's particularly true for old prints and artwork. The prints in this film are over 200 years old, so they needed very delicate soft lighting, and for that the two Dedo softboxes were absolutely ideal. They gave a soft light and there were no reflections from the glass which covered the prints. So that's how I filmed these objects. The Dedo lights were absolutely perfect. The softboxes gave a very soft controlled light, and the spotlight with the projector attachment allowed me to give very precise spot effects exactly where I wanted them and at exactly the right angle. There is very little heat from these lights, so I knew that objects like the prints would be completely safe. That's how I did it, so let's have a look.